Hello and welcome, all you YouTubers and Google viewers and holiday or Christmas goers. We're going to read chapter 7 of A Checklist for a Perfect Christmas, Judith Blahnik, Doubleday Dell Publishing Group Incorporated, 1540 Broadway, New York, New York, 10036, 1996. Chapter 7, Gifts and Giving. A gift is a symbol that says you hold a particular someone in your heart and you wish to assure them that they'll always have a place there. Christmas presents are different from all other occasions, gifts, birthday, anniversary, even surprise. I just love you gifts. They have a particular mission to treat the senses, raise the spirits, delight, and spin the hearts of both the recipient and the giver, and to carry a message of loyalty and gratitude. It's no wonder we sometimes get a little nervous about giving the perfect gift, coming up with the perfect personal gift. In his long, delicious poem, A Child's Christmas in Wales, Dylan Thomas describes the useful and useless presents of Christmas morning. Those useful ones, engulfing mufflers, mittens, nose cozies, and books that tell all about the wasp except why, are no match for the so-called useless bag of jelly babies, folded flag, false nose, tram conductor's cap, celluloid duck, painting book, toffee, fudge, marzipan, troops of tin soldiers who, if they could not fight, could always run, rubber snakes, hobby games for the little engineers, a whistle to make the dogs bark, to wake the old man next door, to make him rap on the wall and pack a pink-tipped sugar cigarettes. Thomas remembers which presents delight him, even 30 years later. Hi, Lauren. How's it going? It's the so-called useless presents, whose sole purpose is to surprise and inspire, that complete mission of the Christmas present. They bring joy to the moment and to the world of that 12-year-old boy. None of us wants to give or get gifts that only fill a mundane need. We want our gift to work a tiny bit of magic, to be the someone who would write a poem about. We want to give spontaneously from the heart and have our gift received exuberantly. But to paraphrase the character Paul Buckman of the hit TV series Mad About You, it's not always going to happen, my friend. There are a few obstacles. First of all, in many family giving traditions, not all gifts can be surprises. Aunt Lucy counts on that expensive French bath powder your mother gives her every Christmas and seems to make it last until December 24th. And your brother-in-law Bob counts on the marmalade and sugared pecans you make only at Christmas time. I count on my friend David to renew my magazine subscription to Harper's that he started up for me 5 years ago, and he counts on his mother's Gap certificate for a fresh supply of t-shirts and jeans. In every family, certain traditional exchanges must go on. Fruitcakes, smoked meats and cheeses, Food of the Month subscriptions, decorate a box of homemade butter toffee fudge, jars of marmalade, chutneys, gift certificates, wool gloves, flannel pajamas, special coffees, and saltwater toffee. I would not advise trying to change your patterns just for the joy of giving something different. All these presents are treats, and even though they may not surprise, and giving the same thing every year may get a little boring, Uncle Alan still relishes and craves the smoked ham. And as for Aunt Lucy, that bath powder is, well, more than bath powder. If you were to change to a subscription to Newsweek, for example, you might really spoil her for Christmas. Another obstacle between you and the perfect gift is the perfection mindset. Hi, Miss Yella. Welcome. Obsessing about getting the perfect gift can get in the way of your delight in giving, which you need in order to choose a wonderful gift. A few Christmases ago, my friend Nancy Creel, who contributed much to this book, gave her nephew the perfect gift. She knew he was interested in magic, and feeling acutely attuned into his wants and pleasures, she bought and wrapped a magic kit for him. But alas, the magic kit was way below the boy's expertise and interest. When he laughed at it, saying how infantile, Nancy felt like throttling him. But she realized that when you don't live with the child, you end up choosing a gift for your idea of the child rather than for the real child. Nancy had invested the wrong part of herself in shopping for her nephew. Wanting so badly to get the right gift separated her from her own delight and humor. She resolved not to work so hard to intuit the perfect gift or right gift again. The following year, when shopping for her nephew, She took along the kid inside herself, that is, her readiness to be delighted and to follow that delight. At a natural history museum in Connecticut, she was impressed by an actual dinosaur footprint. For a nominal fee, visitors could take plaster molds of a footprint mold. Nancy made a copy of the big footprint and sent it to her nephew for Christmas. They still talk about it as the best present ever given, ever received. Perhaps the last obstacle to a spontaneous and perfect gift is the fear that your gift will go unused. Hi, Brooke, welcome. When this fear goes unchecked, it leads to weed whackers, garbage disposals, snow shovels with red bows under the tree. These eminently useful presents should wait until specifically requested. Instead, stir the heart of the gardener with a beautiful book or CD, video on world gardens and gardening techniques, along with several packets of flower seeds and a subscription to a gardening magazine. Or for TV fans who have requested something as useful as a subscription to TV Guide, add a surprise, tickets to a tapping of their favorite TV show, or really wow them with multimedia software so they can make their own TV show. Hi Jack, welcome. 5 steps to great shopping. You should take 5 important steps before you leave the house. Pick up the phone, email, or log on to any online computer service to buy a gift. And because many people run out to the mall before doing them, they collapse under the task. These steps, when spread out over a couple days, give your creativity time to simmer and cook up delicious gift ideas. The 5 steps are: 1. List. 2. Brainstorm. 3. Plan spending. 4. Imagine. 5. Choose. List. No matter when you get around to the gift detailed, do this step first. Put in some Christmas music. Have notebook and pencil ready. This first step gets ideas out of your head and onto paper. You'll feel lighter and more focused the minute after you do this. In a large notebook, make a master list of all the people you want to give gifts to. Leave room next to the names for other information, such as any hints they've dropped, how much you can spend, what you've decided on. But first, just list names, and if they've actually said what they want for Christmas, a sample layout follows. I'll show you the sample layout, guys. Hi Arsha, welcome. Brainstorm. Next, at the top of a separate page, write the person's name again, then brainstorm. For the next 5 or 10 minutes, write as quickly as you can all the things you know about the person. Job, birth sign, likes, dislikes, personality quirks, hobbies, character traits, tastes, your particular memories. Be sure to include what, if anything, the people have told you they want for Christmas. That's all you do. Don't try to make sense. Incomplete sentences and phrases are fine. Even if you think you know the person very well, put everything down on paper so you can look at it. Spending plan. After brainstorming on each person on your list, consult your finances and plan how much you'll spend on gifts. Remember, of course, to consider other financial demands such as Christmas travel, entertaining. Next to each name on your master list, write the amount you can afford to spend on each person. Imagine. Look at everything you've written about the person on your brainstorm page. Circle the things that trigger your imagination. In this way, the page will lead you to ideas for a gift. Write them down as they occur. For example, a friend emerges from my brainstorm page as an enthusiastic do-it-yourself guy who enjoys restoring Volkswagen Beetles. He reads biographies. He loves hosting big family picnics, going out to the movies, having pizza on the run, and riding his mountain bike. He's crazy about pro basketball, rock and roll concerts, sweet desserts, computers, and 1-hour massages. He complains about not having enough unstructured time to spend with loved ones or with himself. He plays the lottery regularly. Here are the gift ideas that come to mind. Warm, practical, a new toolbox packed with small surprises such as a book he's been dying to read, a framed photo of the most recent family picnic, a computer-organized date book. Budget fund. A candy-striped popcorn box packed with a supply of Milk Duds, M&Ms, Raisinets, and a book of movie passes or gift certificates for the video store. Extravagant fun. A certificate for 1 free pizza along with 2 tickets to a pro basketball game packed inside an empty, clean pizza box. Sweet. 2 dozen homemade cookies shaped like Volkswagen Beetles, packed in a colorful tin with a lottery ticket or a subscription to the Chocolate of the Month Club attached. Hip. A t-shirt from the Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York City, where some of his favorite rock and roll and R&B groups debuted. Include a CD collection of hits from the 60s. Special. A handmade certificate promising anything can happen day of unstructured time in which I am available to be with him or babysit or cover for him while he spends time alone. Comforting. A bottle of body oil with gift certificate good for 1-hour massage at the gym or spa. Sporty. New bicycle gloves and a book on bicycle trails in the beautiful areas nearby. Friendly. A Bulls sweatshirt or warm gloves. Choose. Lauren, we're reading a checklist for Perfect Christmas. This is chapter 7. If you go back to previous lives, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Choose. Once you have written your ideas down, circle the ones that are possible and eliminate those that are beyond your budget. If you don't like any of your ideas, go back to brainstorming. Most likely something will emerge as a wonderful personal gift that you can afford to buy. Make your choice. Now you're ready to shop. This is the book here, Lauren. It's a checklist for a perfect Christmas, Judith Blahnik, 1996. Wish list for kids. If you haven't begun a gift book for the kids in your life, there's no time like now to start. An 8.5 by 11-inch notebook with a record of their wish list and gifts from year to year not only helps you stay organized, it's a great to give them once they've grown up. Also keep track of sizes and things like that, you guys. If it's for kids and other people, if it's clothing and things. Their history of wishes and presents can be as charming as height marks on the kitchen wall. For very young children, usually it's best to put off gathering wishes until the first week of December when the excitement of Christmas begins to build. When I was small, we wrote letters to Santa during the first week of December listing all our wishes. They were secret and sealed, and my parents mailed them for us. With that being said, here in Canada, Canada Post does take kids' letters for Santa, and there is a department that does send letters back from Santa as well with Canada Post. So check your country and your post office for if there's a Santa mail-out system. In Germany and other European countries, kids write a wish list, roll it up, and put it in their shoe, which they leave outside their bedroom door on the eve of the feast of St. Nicholas on December 6th. In the morning, if the list is gone and there's a piece of candy in the shoe, the child has St. Nick's ear at least. If the list is gone and there's a rock or twig in the shoe, St. Nick is leaving a warning. If the child doesn't correct some bad behavior, St. Nick isn't going to give his or her wish list another look. The way wish lists are made can change as kids grow up. Santa letters and wish lists for St. Nick can become notes left where they'll be seen. One family I know has a decorated wish box, like a suggestion box with little scraps of paper next to it. All the kids can put in as many wishes for themselves as they like, but they must put in 3 wishes for someone else. No peeking ever. There are all kinds of things you can do to make dropping hints fun. Leave notes where people will find them, such as inside the coffee canister, toothbrush holder, medicine cabinet, pocket, or the computer screen and the keyboard. Gift ideas for kids. If you live apart from the kids on your list and feel out of touch with them, remember you can count on the toys that pleased you years ago. Most are still popular today. Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head, Slinky, Etch-a-Sketch, Light Bright. Board games such as Sorry and Monopoly are okay too. Uno. Other no-fail gifts for kids include dinosaurs, toys, books, videos, CD-ROM for age 10 and under, any kind of scope, microscopes, telescopes, kaleidoscope. Kids love seeing the world up close and in a new way. Video and handheld computer games, cell phones, especially the newest. Books about anything the child is interested in, animals, airplanes, nature, science, Africa, computers. Disposable cameras with developing prepaid. A great gift from grandparents or any adult living away from the child. Send it with instructions for taking pictures that show what the child cares about in the house, on the block, community, school. subscription to the Nickelodeon channel on TV. Puzzle maps and globes and anything to do with geography are good for ages 9 to 13. Erector sets and Lego building sets. Sports equipment, basketballs, baseball gloves, hockey sticks, footballs, tennis rackets, inline skates, ice skates, roller skates, skateboards, ping pong paddles, table, badminton sets, sporting equipment. Also sports clothes such as sweats and team jerseys or sweatshirts from the enthusiastic sports kid. Personal electronics, radios, tape players, etc. Radio control toys. Keep in mind this is 1996, guys. I added a few updates. Techno gifts such as computer software, CD-ROM, ask your kid's teacher or computer store. Brainstorms catalog. I like this idea because kids 10 and older love looking through it. Now, personally, when I was younger, I used to be given the Sears catalog, and I would go through and circle the things that I wished. Roll one up, tie it with a bow, and put it in their stocking. Give them a handmade gift certificate towards science toys, books, building sets, or t-shirts. The kids will pore over the catalog, making their choices. Brainstorm also offers surprise gift packs, like grab bags put together at a nice savings. All can be delivered before New Year's Day. Keep in mind that Old Christmas runs to January 6th or 7th, you guys, a couple of days after my birthday. Gifts from your own belongings. Look through your belongings, all the things that have accumulated through the years and you no longer have a use for in your life. Anything you don't want to use anymore can be a thrilling gift for a kid. There may be drawers and closets full of things imaginative or fashion conscious 9-year-olds would like. Scarves, fabrics, hats, costume jewelry. Pack it all in an old small suitcase, decorative box, or trunk. Affix a small mirror inside the suitcase or box lid, and voila, you've made a portable dressing room, fashion studio, or a tickle trunk. They will make costumes, outfits for play, dress up, as we used to call it, perhaps create a real wardrobe. Hide a gift inside too, a new doll, a sewing kit, or a book or toy. For kids with more outdoorsy tastes, fill a trunk or backpack with adventure, or fix its supplies that you've gathered from your own things. Old watch, pocket knife. I wouldn't recommend the pocket knife, guys. Compass, magnifying glass, canteen, maps. Let's edit the pocket knife with like plastic, non-able to hurt yourself scissors. Canteen maps, small light activated calculator, fishing vest, flashlight, keychain belt, hat. Hide a gift in there too, a harmonica, an adventure video, or a Hardy Boys story. Gift ideas for loved ones and friends. Handmade gifts. There's nothing more personal than a gift that has been planned and made by hand. Here are a few ideas. Theme calendars. This is a great family project. Working on it a little every day provides quality time together and a focus for your youngsters or your own excitement. Buy a 9 by 12 inch sketch pad with spiral bonding, which you can find in a stationery or art supply store or your local dollar store. Choose one with the fewest number of pages. Under 50 is best. You will also need a glue stick, small hole punch, and fine point and medium point felt tip markers, plus optional decorative rubber stamps, stickers, crayons, and the like. Position the pad so that it opens to the 12-inch width. To make it a hanging calendar, measure first, then punch a small hole in the center bottom of each page, about 1/2 inch from the bottom border. Decorate the top page, write down on the name of the month, and draw a grid of squares for the month of the bottom page. With a glue stick, glue the back of the month grid page to the face of the next page. Eventually, this process will make each month page and decorated page double thickness. And there's the example. Now choose a theme for the calendar. If it's a gift for dad, each month's decoration can be about something that he likes or enjoys doing, the things he has accomplished or still dreams about doing. Include photos and quotations, things he's noted for saying, photos of family reunions, pictures cut out from magazines of places he'd like to go, letters from the kids, photo collages of him in different moods and poses. Each family member could add a drawing or painting each month. Kids can cut words out of magazines and paste them on specific days. Dad on Father's Day, for example. Work on the calendar a little bit every day. If the sketch pad is big enough, you'll have enough room left over for a calendar next year too. Some sketch pads hold 3 years worth of calendars, which make wonderful keepsakes. Memory box. Decorate a cigar box by gluing a collage of hand-printed literary quotes, pieces of fabric, theater stubs, photo pieces of high school programs, mementos of events through the year. Cover each section, top, sides, and bottom with clear self-adhesive paper. Frame anything. Have your child make a drawing and frame it for her grandparents. Make a memory collage, much like memory box, for your girlfriend with mementos such as photos, postcards from vacations, the movie stub from your first date, the program from the college commencement, childhood photos, and frame it. If your brother is devoted to his dog, make a collage of his photos of the dog with famous quotes about dogs and frame it. Christmas crafts. Handmade wreaths, ornaments, and other Christmas decorations make excellent gifts. Hand-lettered or computer designed certificates of comfort and joy. These certificates promise time, energy, and devotion for the well-being of the lucky recipient. Here are some of my favorites: massage, travel, adventure, lunch, car wash, dog walking, furniture shopping. Kitchen-made gifts. Those once-a-year gifts of jams, jellies, and sauces in jars with homemade labels and cookies and candy in bright-colored tins and boxes, glazed nuts layered in large glass jars, soup mixes, herbs and spices, and jars of homemade mustard and chutneys are welcome at my house and appreciated when I bring them to others. Found treasures, great gifts. All kinds of presents are waiting to be discovered in the most unlikely places: flea markets or swap meets, church rummage sales, yard sales, used book and used clothing stores. Old finds can become new treasures with a little personal touch. A friend once gave me a slightly battered copy of Glinda of Oz, one of the original Oz books that she found at a flea market. I loved it. What lessons it value to a collector made it priceless to me. The original owner, a little girl by the name of Rosalind, had drawn on the title page a hieroglyphic attempt at her name. Old cookbooks make great presents for cooking enthusiasts. Pack one in an antique mixing bowl with an assortment of spices, a new pepper grinder, and a wire whisk. Wrap it all in a cellophane and a gross grain ribbon bow. First edition novels can be treasures for the avid reader or collector. Rare books don't have to be expensive either. I once found the first ever James Taylor songbook for only $2. Of course, that went to a Taylor fan along with his latest CD. Wooden boxes, trunks, Victoria hat boxes, antique postcards and posters, retro clothing and jewelry, outdated kitchen utensils, ceramic pitchers and dinner plates all make wonderful gifts, containers for gifts, or enhancement to wrapping gifts. What to do with what you find. A small ceramic pitcher can be filled with fresh juniper greens and small bright ornaments or bunches of dried bay leaves, rosemary, and thyme tied with a ribbon. Also, classic diner plates such as $1 each are great for giving Christmas cookies and are much more interesting than paper plates. When filled with red and green Christmas candy or chocolate kisses and wrapped with cellophane and ribbon, those bright colored aluminum tumblers I grew up with in the 50s make a wonderful treat for a fellow baby boomer. Fill antique bottles with dried flowers. Antique or deco in the 50s picture frames will make fine gifts by themselves, or use them to frame the photo of the latest family reunion. Less special frames can be sprayed gold or covered with self-adhesive paper or fabric. Old ceramic bowls or large canning jars are nifty when you fill them with homemade cookies or other goodies. A ceramic or brass flower pot or wicker plant stand might look great with garden goods in it: gloves, spades, seeds for spring, and a great green bow. A good-looking basket is a fine container for gourmet condiments, mustard, chutney, tapenade, curry rice, or fill it with a packet of biscotti, a tin of tea, a bag of coffee, or soaps, lotions, bubble bath, and a good book to read while soaking. An old leather satchel or a book bag can be filled with supplies for the art student: pens, brushes, sketch pads. For collectors, you might find something that they would love to add to their collection, but then add your own personal touch. To the teacup and saucer, attach a printed card with a date for afternoon tea. To the teaspoon, attach a date for lunch. To the antique stuffed animal, attach tickets to see cats or a date to go to the zoo or the aquarium. To the antique book, include a gift certificate to a bookstore. Into the antique cookie jar, add homemade cookies and your recipe. Gift giving for couples. Here are a few warnings and suggestions garnered from my interviews with young and old couples, as well as my own life experience. Know your partner's size, carry dress size, shirt, blouse, pants, shoe sizes on a card in your purse or wallet. Keep track of sizes if they go up or down. Don't give gifts that he or she is trying to avoid. For the partner trying to diet, avoid chocolate truffles. If he or she says, no more mystery books, I'm becoming addicted to them, then give them a classic novel instead. Don't give gift certificates or cash too often. These are highly impersonal and unromantic. Don't give what you've decided is for your partner's own good, such as self-help books, thigh masters, or belly begons. Don't give hint gifts hoping that your partner will catch on. Home repair books, toolboxes for the one you would like to work more around the house, cookbooks for the one you'd like to cook more, gym membership. Don't give joke gifts. If he doesn't like flashy underwear, don't give him the purple silk briefs, not for Christmas anyway. Don't give him or her something that's really for the house. New gutters, front door, garage door opener, dishwasher. Buy these things in spring, summer, or fall, not Christmas. Don't consider a heavy appliance a personal gift. If you really want to give him or her a new washer and dryer, make it secondary to the beautifully wrapped box with the cashmere sweater inside that's sitting on top of it. If you want to give an appliance such as personal items, then include a nice bottle of massage oil, hand-lettered certificate, good for so many massages, and a gift certificate for a professional massage from a spa. If you're going to give a phone, for instance, a cellular, make it as personal as you can. Have it charged up and ready to use. Arrange for your partner's best friend to call the new phone at a certain hour. Give any piece of jewelry as long as it is real gold or silver, pearls, or gemstones. Give sports memorabilia or equipment, team jackets, tickets to sporting events. Give a trip to the spa, massage, sauna, followed by cozy dinner, concert tickets. Listen to your partner for clues and give anything that has been mentioned repeatedly. Examples: plush bathrobes, tickets to a Knicks game, DC to see the cherry blossoms. Don't give gifts that you really want. If your partner is less adventurous, sporty than you, he or she won't enjoy books, videos, calendars from National Geographic, no matter how beautiful they are. Nor will he or she really want a new windsurfing board. Make gifts personal and special to Christmas. Let your gifts indulge your partner. For example, if your partner enjoys a fine cigar, he or she probably will appreciate a box, even if smoking has been banned from the house. Give any gift or travel vouchers good for one trip anywhere: train tickets, ski lift tickets, hotel room key, reservations at lovely bed and breakfast, cruise tickets. Shopping tips. So you're ready with the gift lists before you head out on the hunt. Think about what kind of shopper you are and plan accordingly. Some people can shop all day long, others ready to collapse into fatigue dementia after 2 hours. If you're someone who runs out of energy quickly, then spread your shopping tasks over a couple of days or even a week. Always try to go shopping when you're at your best. If you're a night person, plenty of places are open late, some even around the clock. If you're a morning person, by all means go early. Jenny Folan, my contributor in Santa Barbara, is at the mall at 6 a.m. when it opens. She schedules in lunch and lots of coffee breaks and does almost all her shopping in one day. Before you leave the house, map out your shopping stops in a way that will maximize convenience and efficiency. For example, start farthest from home and work back, or use your own energy as a priority and shop at self-service stores first when you're fresh, and save the stores noted for good service for the end, when you'll need the TLC. Try not to combine gift shopping with grocery shopping or any other kind of errands. Doing so tends to split your focus and tire you. Of course, if you happen to see something for yourself as you are picking out a gift for someone else, go ahead and buy it, but don't plan any other tasks when you're gift shopping. It's ideal to wrap gifts, tag them, and put them in a special closet or hideaway on the day you buy them. If you can't manage the wrapping just then, be sure to mark the boxes clearly before you hide them away. Special shop stops. If you aren't already involved with a church or charity organization, call the ones in your area and find out which sponsor craft in or bake fairs. Bake fairs in particular are a boon to Sharon Polk Pensy, my contributor in Madison, Wisconsin. Sharon shops every year at the local church cookie walk, a bake fair benefit. For $20, she can buy pounds of beautifully decorated cookies, more than she needs for at-home entertaining and for gifts for neighbors and friends. Local craft fairs offer unique handmade wreaths, candles, centerpieces, stockings, and ornaments to use, give away, or add as decoration to packages. When you're looking for something extra, that's second gift or stocking stuffer, plan stops at special shops such as the gift shop at the Folk Art Museum, Modern Art Museum, Zoo, or Science and Nature Museum. There you'll find wonderful gifts such as handmade puppets, posters, or books for science lovers. Art supply stores are a good source for the young and budding or full-blown artist. Sketch pads, pastels, watercolors are terrific Christmas gifts. Kids shop too. Plan a special time to take your children shopping when you don't have to focus on doing your own. When I was growing up, my mom gave me 3 brothers and me $5 each and took us to the local JJ Newberry store. She waited in the car for 30 minutes while we bought our Christmas surprises. Inside the store, we separated and often dodged out of sight of each other in order to keep our buys a secret. In those days, the Newberry aisles were rows of wooden bins piled high with all kinds of unwrapped goods, from toys and tools to socks, reading glasses, and lingerie. It was a hands-on shopping spree that often took longer than allotted time. I still remember those gifts: small bottles of toilet water or soap for my mother, some kind of screwdriver or handkerchief or foot powder for Dad. For one another, there were magnifying glasses, small number of moving puzzles, rabbit's foot keychains, pickup sticks, a deck of cards, rubber pirates' daggers, whistles, harmonicas, crayons, coloring books. Nowadays, take older kids, young teens to the mall and plan to meet back at a restaurant in an hour. If you have younger kids, you should accompany them on their shopping trip. Perhaps you and another mom or dad can switch kids for a shopping hour. Remain close at hand as your friends' kids shop for presents and promise not to divulge their surprises. Shopping by phone or online. Many Americans shop by phone on a regular basis or online. Something like 12 billion catalogs are delivered to us each year. This is in 1996, guys. 10,000 companies with catalogs make a total of more than 60 billion every year. Here's a list of some of the merchandise that is available from catalogs. Call the companies in September for catalogs or information. Most companies mail their catalogs third class and they can take a month to reach you. Remember, the earlier you order from the catalog, the more likely you are to find the style, size, or color that you want in stock. If you subscribe to an online computer service such as CompuServe, Prodigy, or American Online, you'll find the same shopping convenience but without catalogs. So for example, these days it's Amazon. Christmas greenery. Mount Rainier Greenery in Washington State offers beautiful 22-inch fresh balsam fir wreaths. Personal gifts. The Memories Calendar. For about $25, these folks will enlarge 12 photos you submit and return them to you with a large picture calendar featuring your photos. Food. American Spoon, Chocolate Club, Duck Trap River Fish Farm, the Doolin Brothers, Fiddler on the Green, Grace Woods Groves, Harrington, Vermont, Harry and David, Lake Chaplin Chocolates, New Penny Farm, Ozark Mountains, Omaha Steaks, Sarah Beth's Kitchen, Stag's Leap Winery, the Trappist Monastery, the Vermont Country Store, Wolferman's sells giant English muffins. Clothes and comfort. Abbott's Field Flannels, J. Crew Jackets, Lands End Direct Merchants, Chili and Durable sells travel clothes, Victoria's Secret, adult and kids toys. Brainstorm sells gadgets, fun items, and science toys, mostly for kids. Childcraft Incorporated, Hammacher Schlemmer, Computer, Software and Electronics, PC Connections, sells software, Mac Warehouse, Cooks in Kitchen, the chef's catalog offer tools for kitchen and utility, food preparation, Pottery Barn, Williams Sonoma, Garden Accessories, Burpee, Smith and Hawken, Books and Videos, Bookbound, Books on Tape, Critics' Choice Video, Special Gifts, Art Matters, Body Shop, Metropolitan Museum, Stave Jigsaw Puzzles, Tiffany & Co. For $300, you can have an artist do a pen and ink drawing of your home or some other landmark near and dear to you. Wrapping it up. Wrapping the gift is as much a personal statement as choosing it. Be prepared. Make a run for paper, cellophane, wire ribbon, fabric bows, tissue paper, tape, and tags before you begin your gift shopping. Make room for it all in one corner, closet, basement, or attic. If your home has limited space, empty a drawer for the season or buy a tall kitchen wastebasket. Holds all your rolls of paper. Keep tape, scissors, tags, and small ornaments for wrapping in a separate shoebox. Special wraps. I have several friends who have save anything they think they make a unique, meaningful gift wrap. At various times, they've used wallpaper from children's rooms for their now grown children, special front page headlines for the history buff, sport pages for the hockey or baseball fan, comics for the humor fan, swatches of burlap or fabric from home-sewn clothes, placemats from landmark hotels, shopping bags with familiar logos, old sheet music, or movie posters for old movie fans, and maps of foreign cities and American towns for travelers. 2-minute wrap. Using a glue stick, make a swirl design on the outside of your small brown paper lunch bag and sprinkle the design with glitter. Press the glitter down lightly, then brush off any remaining loose glitter. Wrap the gift loosely in colorful tissue and place it in a paper bag. Fluff the tissue over the top and sprinkle glitter over the top of the tissue. Proxy wrap. If you run out of time, remember there are dozens of services now that will wrap and ship your packages for you, and dozens of neighborhood teenagers looking to make extra money at Christmas. You'll also see gift wrapping tables at the local mall. Mailing and shipping. For U.S. domestic first-class postage, mail packages no later than December 15th. Of course, it's possible to mail later and pay extra priority delivery charges. For UPS and FedEx, call the day before you want your packages picked up. Checklist for gift giving. November 1st to 8th, make general gift lists. November 8th to 15th, shop for gifts on your list, gather material for handmade gift projects. Buy wrapping supplies, paper, wire ribbon, bows, tape, tags, bags, tissue paper, cellophane. November 16th to 21st, buy ingredients and materials for homemade gifts. Begin handmade gift projects. November 22nd to 30th. If you haven't done so already, order gifts from catalogs. Start Christmas baking and freeze for later use. Wrap and mail gifts for out-of-country delivery. December 1st to 8th. Make wish lists with the younger children. Complete handmade craft projects. Complete Christmas baking and freeze for later use. Include gingerbread cookie ornaments to be used later. December 9th to 15th, wrap all remaining gifts, mail or ship any for domestic delivery. Buy any last-minute gifts and stocking stuffers. December 16th to 22nd, deliver gifts to friends and coworkers. Gifts from the kitchen. There are recipes for a few delectable cookies, candy, jams, and chutneys. Wrap the cookies in cellophane, pack them in bright tins, or heap them onto gift platters or into colorful baskets with jars of jams and spicy chutney and colorful ribbon. So some of the recipes are Sharon Kopensky's bourbon balls. They're so easy to make, classic Christmas sweets. Sharon uses a salad shooter to crush her vanilla wafers, and you can use a blender on crush for 10 seconds. 6 ounces of chocolate morsels, 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, plus extra for rolling, 1/3 a cup of evaporated milk, 1/3 a cup of bourbon or rum or brandy, 2 cup vanilla wafer crumbs, 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. Melt the chocolate in the top of a double boiler over hot, but not boiling water until smooth. Cool slightly. In a mixing bowl, combine the chocolate, confectioner's sugar, and stir until blended. Add the evaporated milk, bourbon, wafers, nuts, and stir until a stiffer batter forms. Shape into 1-inch balls and roll the balls in confectioner's sugar. Place in a covered container between layers of wax paper and keep in a cool place. Success tips for cookie gifts. Use the kind of fat called for the recipe: oil, shortening, butter, or margarine. If butter or margarine is called for, use it in a stick form. The same amount in whipped form or spreads contains more water and less fat and will affect results. For making cookies with kids, choose simple 1-bowl recipes. Make extra even double batches because kids make mistakes. They also eat as much dough as they bake. Little kids should use sturdy spoons that are easy to hold. Freeze cookies up to 2 months. Once thawed, almost any cookie tastes as good as fresh. Be sure cookies are completely cooled before freezing. Place them in heavy-duty plastic freezer bags or between layers of wax paper in airtight containers. Thaw cookies in their containers for 2 hours or remove them and let them stand at room temperature for 30 minutes. If cookies are supposed to be crisp, refresh them by placing them in the oven at 300 Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes. For big batches, use 2 baking sheets and aluminum foil that has been cut to fit the baking sheets. While one batch of cookies is baking, ready the next batch on the foil. When you remove one batch from the oven, place the foil filled with unbaked cookies on the baking sheets. To keep cookies crisp, pack them in an airtight container. They'll stay crisp for about a week. If they do become soggy, recrisp them in a 300 Fahrenheit oven for 5 minutes. So that's it for our reading for today. Stay tuned for our next chapter, Chapter 8 of Checklist for a Perfect Christmas, Judith Blahnik. And that's Doubleday Dell Publishing Group Incorporated, 1540 Broadway, New York, New York, 10036, 1996. Everyone, thank you for joining. Have a good evening and be well. Bye.